Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome. It is Thursday, Consciousness Conversation with Dr. Thomas and myself, Melissa. We are so excited you are here and joining us today as we continue the conversation on recovery and focusing on anxiety today. So, really looking forward to this conversation. How are you this week?
If I could see myself, I'd be better, right?
Okay.
I don't know why my screen gets darker and dark. Oh, lighter, darker, lighter. If I wave my hands, you can see it more. Ooh, no.
There we go. We'll just keep you in motion.
Just keep the emotions. Yes, oh my God. All this craziness. I don't know. Using a different computer, using a different location, and move. But anyways, we are here because you know what? It doesn't matter what technical difficulties you have or what difficulties you have whatsoever. That's the biggest thing of all. You know, people. I mean, use it. Let's just jump right in. People might have. They might say, "Oh my goodness, this is going wrong. This is going wrong. This is going wrong. Oh, woe is me!" And right off the bat, guess what happens? They get anxious, and they get stressed, and they get worried, and blah 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 blah. And it's like even right now we started at what 3:37. I don't know. Around that time, we're supposed to start at 3:30. I'm still darker. I mean, as I get closer, I don't know. It just gets darker, and I don't know what this computer is doing to me. But it doesn't matter. That's the key to all of this. It really doesn't matter. Because as you go through everything, and as you experience how you're going, you go with it. And if you
and that's the important part. It's the energy that you're bringing to it. Absolutely. So you're right. Like, we've been dealing with technical issues for 10 minutes, and both of us could be very frustrated and very upset right now. But at the end of the day, let's go with the flow because it doesn't matter. Like, we're here. We made it. We're going to have a great conversation. Everybody's going to join us. Hello, Darlene. Hello, Cynthia. Hello, all of you watching on the replay. And that's really where it comes down to that kind of control of your mental process, right? Your thoughts. What are you thinking about? How do you think about things? That's the important part. Being very self-aware about what the energy that you're bringing to something. And yes, anxiety can be biological, ramping up your sympathetic nervous system. So there is definitely a biology process to it. And for some of you, you may have to, here's the disclaimer, we're not doctors. You may have to look to a medical provider to help you with any anxiety you're experiencing. But for our conversation today, there is that mental component of being self-aware. How am I thinking about things? How am I showing up in different situations? Because what I'm bringing to the table absolutely makes all the difference.
Mm-hmm.
And if I keep staying in the energy of anxiety, then I'm just going to produce more of that.
I heard a story today. I think it was Kirk Douglas. That's the older one, right? The dad.
Yep.
Right? He was saying when he was an actor, early on, a stage actor, he was doing one scene back in the very early days, and there was a chair on the door so he couldn't get in. And the other actor that was coaching him said, "It's not an obstacle. Use it. If you're in a comedy, crawl over it and fall down and make people laugh. If it is drama or something serious, pick it up and slam it on something. Use those obstacles to your advantage.
I love
if you
that.
are stuck with something, you just don't know what to do. Well, then how are you going to fix it? Look at us. Look, I mean, seriously, look what we started. Normally, you send me the thing like 2 hours before we're starting. So you're ready to go 2 hours ahead of time. This time it was like 8 minutes before we're starting. And I'm cleaning my house. And I have people coming over tonight. I was cleaning the sink and I pushed the drain down. Now it won't come back up. So as you were saying, let's go, the drain can't come up. I don't know how to I have to take out the plumbing to get it back up. Not the thing I wanted to do right now. But it's like, okay, I'll get it done. I started off in the one room. Which is the exact opposite side of the house as the internet is. And so it was glitchy. I couldn't get the lighting fixed, so I moved all the lighting over. Still wasn't working well. got glitchy. So then I had to move everything back to where I am now. We started late, and everyone got frustrated. It was just like, hold on, whatever. It will all be. Now, what is happening now?
And that's it. Stay present. Stay in the present moment. Because in the present moment is where you're supposed to be. And, who knows? We started 10 minutes late today. Maybe there's a reason we started 10 minutes late today. Maybe it's important that somebody's here that couldn't be here 10 minutes ago. We never know why things work out when they do or how they do. And that's where we have to really lean into surrender.
Mm-hmm. And just go. So that's the start of this. That's the start of this. Because we know this right now. There's a heaviness around a lot of people right now.
Yeah.
This heaviness is going to be there. And there's nothing we can do about it when it comes. All we can do is know it's there and let it go. But we can't get anxious. We can't get worried. I know I'm saying this all because it's. But let me put it this way. I just did a live on YouTube. All right. I literally just did it because I felt like I had to do it. I did a live on YouTube. Like an hour ago.
His link is in the description box.
Yes. And when I did it, it was about fear, which all fits into anxiety.
Yeah.
First and foremost, if you've never read the book Proof of Heaven by Eben Alexander, and we probably talked about it once or twice here. Mm-hmm. Proof of Heaven by Eben Alexander. It's his near-death experience. I'm not going to go through the science of it all because he's a neuroscientist that proves that whatever happened to him when he was brain dead, there was no biological explanation for everything that happened. There was no way to explain it. And he's a neuroscientist, knows how the brain works, and saw his whole charts. And for everything that he experienced, none of that should have happened biologically. Okay? So there's the proof of heaven. He goes through the 19 plausible things. What he comes back with is various different things that are just, some will blow your mind. I love these rules because they're important. The first rule, when he had this conversation with what we'll call God, the entity, the creator, whatever you want to call it, was love. I start with that because that is important to understand. Love is the key energy, the most important energy. It builds the whole universe. The universe itself was created on love. It's a biased love. See, there's a little asterisk with it. It's a biased love by God. The creator, whatever you call it, God is only full of love. God is love. God is nothing more than that. God does not have the other emotions. It does not exist. All that exists in the universe outside of the realm we're in, outside of the 3D world that we're in, is love. Love. In this dimension that we are in, as a physical being on a planet, with a purpose that we have that is so simple, our purpose is to create love. But see, that you're gonna come in now. I know. See, that's what we get. I see you say when the love is biased, and God gives love, and love is the biggest part of the universe. Yes, our purpose, in its simplest form, is to create love in an unbiased environment. Because the love that already exists in this world, in this universe, is already there. It's an even plateau because it's all that's there. We are here in our simplest purpose because we do not have any other purpose. Everything else is an agenda. It's a plan. It's not a purpose. The purpose is the love, to create love. Our agenda is whatever we come into this expression to do for this specific soul. But the purpose is different. It is love. And I say that and I stress that for a reason. Because love is all that is there. And emotions, anxiety, we have fear. Why do we have worry? We have all that because we need to create love. You can't create love without that. It's like It just doesn't happen. You got to know what the one is in order to appreciate the other. And you are here in this life, and we are getting fun with this. You are here in this life because you've been in many expressions, many lives. And we started it off with these fears. I mean, you take it to the Bible and you go to hell if you do this. You go do this. We fear of God is all inside you. That's how we're gonna say clap. It's clap. Okay, but that is
It's
what
a
you
man-made
needed to hear
construct.
3,000 years ago. But no, 3,000 years ago, you needed to hear that. So we needed to tell you that. And so what happened is man continued that. And man is silly because you feel like you must keep traditions forever. No, traditions are for when they happened. 3,000, 5,000 years ago, we said, you got to fear God because we need you to learn love. We didn't say you need to learn love. We just say you need to fear. Here's the wrath. Ah la la. Well, now it's changed. And now man is so power hungry that they still put the fear. And what does fear do? It encourages anxiety. It encourages worry. It encourages, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? You know what that does to you? You know what that does? You know what the fountain of youth is? That is the opposite of the fountain of youth. Okay? Anxiety, fear. Oh, that is like smoking cigarettes all day long. You see other people that smoke cigarettes, they look older. Well, hello, worry, anxiety, fear. That is all making you old, making you live less. It making you just not happy. It making you not abundant. It making you not produce what you want in your life. And definitely not get your agendas because you're living in the wrong sense. Now, I say this, and I say this in such a high level because really what you hear today is talk about the anxiety that's around us. How do you deal with it?
Yes.
How do you cope with it? That is a little different, but you must first get the idea what I am trying to say. At first, if you understand love is the center of everything, then two, if you are living out of love, you will have nothing to fear or worry. Now, the balance, yes, it used to be 50-50, love, fear. No, it's 90% love. You always will have some sort of fear. You don't want to jump off a cliff without a parachute. You don't want to jump into a shark-infested waters because it's not safe. It'd be foolish. Unless you have special powers, which you don't have yet. But if you do that, you might have some fear. Fear is there. But understand and grasp the idea that no matter what is happening in your life, you have nothing to fear. And if you think about and feel what the love is saying inside of you, what we as your guides are saying to you, and what you can know that we always will be there for you for whatever you ask, because it is your life, it is your plan, it is your agenda, it is your choices, that whatever is in front of you was from you. So if you see the fear, it's because you needed that for something. So we feel that fear, feel that anxiety. Oh my, but then no. Oh, I felt it. Thank you for letting me feel it. And now I know I'm going to be at peace. I felt it. I accept it. I let it go to be at peace. I felt it. I accept it. I let it go and be at peace. And then you will see the next thing that is supposed to happen in a way that it is supposed to happen. And when you do it the opposite way, we don't want to talk about that because it just builds and builds and builds and builds. And then you're on top of this mountain and the avalanche happens and you collapse underneath it. And now you have all this shit you got to get out of. But if you just accept that it's there, feel it, accept it, and then let it go to peace, you will find a peace with it and a solution. Because love is the key to all of it. And you are there. We are creating it. You are creating it. And you have stepped into this new consciousness.
Co-creating our own reality. We've stepped into this time of co-creation. It's not about striving and driving. It's not about competition. It's about going within and co-creating what it is you're wanting, manifesting what it is you're wanting by staying high vibrational frequency. And by living in high vibrational frequency of joy, love, contentment, you're coming out of the fear. You're coming out of the anxiety producing frequencies, really. So if you're becoming self-aware of how you're thinking or what you're thinking about, the fear, buying into it, trapping yourself in it, then I really love that. Seeing it, feeling it, and releasing it. I mean, that's perfect. And, it's a practice. And in everything, we as humans, we do get caught up in what we're used to. And so making changes can feel very uncomfortable. But I think that in this recovery process, in this new energy, in this new year, that's what it's about. It's about looking at, okay, where am I now? And what do I need to do to go forward and co-create that reality, not stay in the past where that didn't work out. It never worked out and it didn't get me where I wanted to go. So releasing that, and that can be very scary in and of itself when you're making changes that feel big, because this is big energy. This is big stuff.
I hear the word recovery, and recovery is the word of this year. Okay, we know that recovery. We went through the shit. We're now in the fun stuff. But recovery, think about if you have a boo-boo, as we tell our kids or grandkids. You got a boo-boo, let me kiss it. Or you put a Band-Aid on, or you injure yourself. The immediate thing is, I don't want that to happen again to me, and you fear it. You take off the Band-Aid, you're wondering, what's it going to look like? We so often are going to go back to the past and reflect on it and think about it and try to be fearful of that happening again or what the past happened instead of accepting it. It happened to me. Okay. I'm now healing. I have now changed. Because think about it. If you bruised your knee, that's what the injury that comes to my mind. I remember bruising my knee playing baseball. I slid the wrong way and had this big bad brush burn all over my knee. And I know at the time it hurt and all that stuff. And was I ever going to slide again? When you took the Band-Aid out the first time, you saw the bubbling skin, all that stuff. It's like, oh my goodness. But do you realize that when you're healed and you've recovered, it's new skin? Well, if you fracture or break a bone, the bone has repaired itself. There's new pieces there. It's new. It is not the same as it was before because you've grown it. And so when you go through what you went through the past 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, we are not the same. We may look the same. There are times we may feel the same. To an outsider, we may look the same, but we are not. We are recovering. We are healing. And as you heal, you are growing anew. And that is what is happening. We are growing new. But if we act like we did before and do not realize we're growing new, we're still going to be in that cycle. We're still going to expect.
Or we feel that we're growing new. We can feel it coming in, but that's where the anxiety is ramping up because it feels different, right? It's new, it's different. And so it can be easier to stay in the past than to take the steps forward. So it's really important to kind of recognize the newness, the inspiration, the feeling, so that you can really start to take steps into feeling into it, into integrating it within you. And I just wanted to put this up here. He says, Ward says, what do you think about consciousness going faster than light?
The consciousness, the sight, Yes, the answer is yes, because light is a physical thing. Consciousness is not.
Mm.
The consciousness of human, of DNA. I go back to, let's go to the experiments. Let's make it very simple, very simple. It has been proven. If you come to me and take a piece of DNA out of me, and you bring it over to a couple 100 miles away, and then you come back to me and you give me a slap, or you do something to me to make emotions high or low,
Mm.
at the exact same moment, no difference in time. The DNA, hundreds of thousands of miles away, would have the exact same reaction as the DNA in me.
The
We
quantum
are so
physics.
connected in the field with the consciousness that it is simultaneous when things are combined and bonded. Now, the thing about that is really neat, which you have not discovered or experienced yet because we're still not there,
Mm.
is it can be the same. Melissa and I near the same thing. When we truly bond and connect, when we get to the point where the consciousness is truly as a one, like if you look at the spirits, the guides, the angels, whatever you want to call them, they are living in and breathing in a consciousness with each other. And so they can, if you are doing one thing now here, so this live is a great example. You are doing your live, you do the live, you are ready to go. But even before this, how we did this together, okay? What has happened, what we do not know because we are a human. But you wanted something. You needed something in your life different. You wanted something to connect with someone. I wanted someone to connect with. The consciousness of our souls and the beings around us instantaneously made the agreement and the contract. Instantaneously. And then we had to make the choices. But they made the contract. We had to follow doing it. But the souls are making this stuff like this at the moment's notice. So the consciousness is different because it goes through the multiple dimensions, the multiple realities. It is all around us, where the light is a physical presence, which must follow these rules of physics. And so it goes at a special speed, but it's not as fast because consciousness is instantaneous.
I love that. And yeah. And I love, and I've said this in any, for those of you who've taken my classes, I know you've heard this, but I love doing this work at this time because we are now getting that scientific acknowledgement that what we're experiencing is very, very real. And so, thank you, Johanna, for entering the conversation with us. And also I wanted to kind of go to this, fear makes me freeze so I don't move forward. And that's
So
where
I'm going to cut you off real fast. Joanna, explain the different frequencies with different wave patterns. They will go at different waves. Consciousness is once again different than that. And she's explaining very well. She's doing those. What she explains spot on, perfect. What we just went through was a different type of a higher level, non-linear, what consciousness is.
concept. Yeah.
See, yes, free. Oh yes, you thought it that that is why we are gonna come in again. Sorry, we're coming. Okay, so that is why I thought for me. I was apologizing to you, Melissa. Okay, so that is why we started with what we started with. Because you do freeze. We all do. When we get this anxiety, when we get this fear, we don't want to move forward. We're afraid of what moving forward is like, especially when we're in true manifestation, because what the forward looks like, we don't know. You, a human, don't know. We know. You don't know. And so you are afraid of it because your ego says, don't trust it. We know what the path will be if you go this way. It might not be good, but we know it. And your soul is saying, trust us. But that's what fear happens. When you fear that, have that feeling of anxiety, of worry, you don't know what to do, and you are just stuck. And we started with, if you first grasp the thing that we said, in the beginning, there was love. In the beginning, there was love. Love is what is there. Love is what you are made of. Love is what we give you. So if you can first say to yourself, I am loved. Love is all around us. And I have nothing to fear. Guide me in love. Guide me in love. You say that, okay? Now I'm going to bring it down a little bit. Guide me in love. Ask that question when you feel the fear. When you feel the fear. Ask your team, your guides around you to guide you in love through this time. The first thing that could happen, and we would love it to happen for you when you're ready, is you will start to feel more peace. Yes, feel the fear. Accept that it's there. But know that the love is stronger and it is all around you. The love is stronger and all around you. And with that, if you know that and realize that, when you get to the fear, 90% love, 10% fear. You are more love than fear. Now go back to the love side. Feel it, accept that the fear is happening, and then trust in the love that's with you to bring you in the right direction to where you want to go. It is not easy. I don't say it happens like this. It's not like consciousness, instantaneous. This is more like the vibration that you have to shift inside yourself. See, now we get the physics side of it. The vibration of yourself has to switch. The cells have to vibrate higher for you to truly get this wisdom. But it is that simple. It starts with understanding and recognizing the love that is truly around you, that you have, that we have for you. And when you're in that fearful situation, even if, and I'm going to go to the extreme, because that's just what we are showing here, you are in a life and death situation. Remember you are loved. You are there for the purpose of what you've chosen it to be as part of your agenda. And sometimes we're afraid of taking that next step in our own journey because it means moving away from something that's already in our journey that no longer serves us, but we can't let go. That is very hard. And no matter what you choose, we will always love you unconditionally if you choose to stay where you're at and be frozen, or if you choose to move forward and see the adventure ahead. Either way, remember you are loved. You are 90 to 95% love and don't need that 5% of the fear and the worry because you always will have the free choice. But listen to your heart and your soul. Remember your love. Accept the fear and let it go to the love that you have inside you.
That's beautiful. And today, if you didn't watch my guidance daily, I actually talked about dropping down into your heart and speaking from that place. And that will also help you if you're having a hard time kind of dropping down into your heart and feeling the love. You can physically put your hands on your heart so that you can drop down into your heart space, your heart chakra, and feel the love that is always residing within you, around you, supporting you, loving you. So thank you. That is beautiful. So with that, guys, that is another consciousness conversation. I just want to let you know that Dr. Thomas now has his own YouTube channel, so please check that out. The link is in the description box. And this Sunday, I will be in person 1 to 5 at the Eclectic Hedge in Weedsport, New York, doing mini readings. You can go to my website, guidance311.com, to grab your ticket, which is going to allow you to jump to the front of the line because it is first come, first serve. And we got a lot going on. So stay tuned. We will be back next week, same time, same bat channel, being here with you and bringing you another topic. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if we're going to continue the conversation in some way around this theme of recovery. All right, guys, have a beautiful rest of your day.
Thank you. This is
Thank you.